Hello everybody and welcome into PristineFrog Gaming. My name is PristineFrog and today I'm going to show you guys how to set up Streamlabs app on the Android phone. So it's quite easy. When you first come in, you are going to be in this little section here. You will have your choice between streaming your camera, your games, or your camera and your games for a face cam effect. Now this will be filmed entirely in portrait mode because switching back and forth between portrait and landscape is going to be a pain in the butt, so we're just going to do it in portrait mode. So we're going to go to stream your games. However, this does not work properly because the share screen feature does not automatically pop up on here, and a lot of people are having a problem with that. So let's go ahead and fix that problem. Go to next. You have two options here. You can include your chat and alert box and event list widgets, or you can do custom. I would advise you just do custom because who on earth uses the event list on a mobile stream? I don't know. Enable camera, yes. Enable microphone while using the app, of course. Send anonymous data, no thank you. Now, at this point, there should be a pop-up asking you if you want to start recording or casting with Streamlabs, and you will click start now. I cannot click start now because it will end my recording on my phone because apparently you can't record both of them. So here we have the chat box, and my chat box is usually off to the side over here. Now granted, I'm usually in landscape mode, not portrait, but it is what it is. My alert box is right here. It's almost always in the middle of the screen or at the top. For an IRL stream, you'd probably want it down on the bottom a little bit just to get it out of the way. And the event list, we'll go ahead and leave the event list in for now, and we can put that up there in the corner and hit save. Now, this is something new, and I love that they did this. This scene that we've set up, there's also a setup for it where you can go in and change how it looks when you're in portrait mode. Landscape mode, which is really nice to be able to adjust that and have it show that this is one scene and it's going to be the same type of scene, and you can just do custom scenes for both sections, which was not possible before. You can create new scenes and just keep adding more in. Now, if you are at this point where you have the scene on and you do not have your share screen and all of that, I'm going to show you guys how to add that in right now. If you want to add anything to this, you want to put a face cam in here, you want to put the share screen because the share screen is not there, all of it's going to be affected up here in layers. And before we do all that, I'm going to show you how to get to the screen outside of this. So when you first come in here, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have the little chat bubble down here where you can pull up chat on screen for you. You can mute your microphone, unmute your microphone. You can flip the cameras around if you're using cameras, and you also have the event list that you could pull up. Now, we're not signed in just yet, so let's go ahead and come up to settings in the top left-hand corner, and we are going to go into account settings, and we're going to sign in with Twitch since I stream on Twitch. So let's go to log in. I'm going to pause the video real fast so that I can log. Okay, so now that I've logged into my account, we now have this little section here showing us what we're authorizing Streamlabs to do. Now you can read through all of these, but again, if you don't accept them, just like everything else in this world, you have to accept the terms of use, otherwise you can't use that platform. There's nothing bad here, nothing's gonna happen. Just authorize is what I do. And we're good. So again, you're gonna come back to this screen here. Now, you can see up here in the top left-hand corner, we actually have our event list. So now we can see our last couple of subscribers on YouTube, it looks like. For some reason, it's showing YouTube as well. Interesting. And we have everything we need down here, right? So let's go up here to the top left once more. You'll notice that there is no editor here. And that is because you need to activate down here, advanced settings. It's going to say, are you sure? Yeah. It's the only way you can customize your scenes. So now we go to scenes. Now we can customize our scenes individually. So let's say before, when we're on this, we want to get rid of the face cam. Let's say that only the face camera is showing. You can click on whatever item you want on here. Like we don't want event list. Now we can go right here to this little box and we can delete that event list. Now we can resize and remove and add anything we want on here. And if you want to lock it in, you would lock it in right here with this little guy right here. It would lock it, the size of it, and this one will lock the position of it. So it'll never move off of here. It'll be locked right there forever. And that does get a little bit troublesome because as you can see now, the screen is at the very front. And that's because the screen is in the middle. We need the screen to be at the very bottom of everything. Otherwise, it gets very confusing on what you're trying to access. So there we go. Remember, it loads from the bottom to the top. So all of the top stuff will appear on top of the bottom. That's what you want. So let's say you had a camera on here. You can easily take it off if you wanted to right here with a trash can. You can move it by grabbing this and move it up and down. So that's at the proper layer. And we can add a layer. So if we add a layer, we have, if you're a paid member, you have themes. We can add in a camera. So now we have a camera added in. This is interesting. Now you can have dual cameras. So let's say we are vlogging IRL and we want to show the back-facing camera to show the location of where we're at. And we want the front-facing camera to show our face cam so people can see us talking to them. That's a very nice new feature they've added. Of course, it doesn't work on all of them, but it does work, which is very nice. We don't want camera, thank you. You can also add in widgets. Now, the widgets are very nice features. All of these are customizable through the Streamlabs website. So you will have to log into Streamlabs website. On the phone is fine. Any web browser will work. Obviously, it's easier on a computer or a tablet. And through there, you can go through and change your donation goals. You can change how many things are showing up on your event list. You can go through and change everything you need to change on here. Now, other options we also have Streamlabs graphics. These are basic overlays that you can use in conjunction with stream labels to add in new subs, how many subs you have, bits, all of that. You can add in all of those same features you can on an actual OBS software or any other streaming software on the computer, which is why I love Streamlabs app, because it gives you the full functionality that you would experience on a computer. You can also do a custom item, and this is where you would add in your sound alerts. So you can do sound alerts through the mobile app. You would add your sound alert URL right here, and you would just add it on there. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the pop-ups are not going to be sized properly. So what I normally do is I simply just take the sound alert box that comes up on your screen and I'll minimize it and just drag it off to the corner somewhere where it's never going to load in. Or I'll put it behind the game itself. It's never going to load in, it's never going to show. So if you do stream the sound alerts on mobile, I would advise you just to minimize it, hide it behind the actual screen capture, and off to the side where nothing's going to pop up, because it's never going to be sized properly. Never. Okay, so we have that functionality, and you can add some more in. This is very nice. If you have any questions about this, please leave them down in the comments below, and I will address them as fast as possible. The other options you have here is you do have rewards. So this was a nice thing they introduced a while back, where you would get reward points for completing different tasks. So easy, stream, go live, get 1 viewer, get 5 viewers, connect 1 account, add an alert box, add a widget, go live on Twitch, etc., etc. And all of this was a way to promote you to use all the features so you can redeem them and you can get yourself themes. So now you have access to themes. You can multi-stream just by using your points for this. Really nice little incentive that they did to get people to use the app and actually use the stuff. And this was beautiful. I'm really happy that they did this. Now, other things we have on here, of course, The alerts, you could change which alerts you're going to see pop up in your alert box. Depending on if you don't want something on there, then that's your decision as well. The next major thing we need to look at is stream settings. So if we go to stream settings, we have audio settings. This, I'm really happy they added this in. It's a little bit better now. We can actually control the volume of our microphone and our internal audio. Let's say somebody complains that our microphone is way too loud. It's kind of hard to change the volume of a microphone on a phone. You can't really do much for it until now. Now you have the option of changing how much your microphone gain is on there. And then you also have the internal. So maybe your game is too loud and they can't hear your microphone. This was not an option before, and this is very beautiful. I love that this was here and added in. And you also have the additional options here: record stereo and audio, invert stereo channels, Bluetooth audio input, and the sample rate. Very nice new features that they've added in. And we have video settings. Inside of video settings, of course, you can change what resolution you're going to be streaming at. It's really important to remember, it's not just about what your phone internet can handle. A lot of people watching on mobile are using their mobile data connections. Might not be the fastest. Now, if you're streaming to YouTube, no problem. Everybody on YouTube can downgrade the stream quality. You have no issues. If you're streaming to Twitch, not all the time when you're streaming. If you're just a regular streamer or a affiliate, you might not have the ability to choose the resolution of that video. It might come at the same resolution that the person's sending it. I would probably stick with most games down at 720p. Some of your devices probably can't even go above that. Expected frame rate, you can go to 60. However, if you stream games like I do, like Minecraft and other things like that, you're not really using that much FPS, and there's no reason to. But if you're playing Call of Duty or PUBG, you definitely want the 60 FPS, and you definitely want to go for the 1080. The other thing is you could change your max bitrate. Again, the Twitch is 6,000. That's the most you want to go. However, if you're only streaming 720p at 30 FPS, you might as well stay down at 4,000, 4,500. You really want to use a bitrate that isn't going to be too high for you to stream and not too high for your viewers to pick up as well. And that's pretty much all of the items we have. You do have platform settings, like you have your Twitch settings. Personally, I will hide my viewer count. I know a lot of people like seeing how many viewers they have, how many viewers I have, but when you're first starting out and you're small, it's more of a distraction. Stream like you are streaming to 30, 50 people, you know? Bandwidth test mode, if you activate this, you can go to twitch.inspection and you can watch and see if your stream is able to support the bandwidth that you're setting it to, and it'll tell you if you're missing any frames, if your stream quality is suffering because of something, and it gives you a chance to test your stream out before it turns live. In-app chat, this right here will turn on and off the chat inside that I showed you guys earlier down here at the bottom of the screen. So when you click on this, your chat box will appear here on screen for you. That's an option for you. I don't use it. I usually have a secondary device that I'll use to watch and see what my viewers are talking about. The last thing is you don't really want to change a lot of these settings. These things are stock. Unless you really know what you're doing, you don't want to play around with some of these more advanced settings. And draw on top will always have to be on if you want your overlays. This is the benefit that Android has over iOS. The iOS, unless they've updated it recently to allow it, has no overlays for Streamlabs. That was always a problem in the past. It was also really hard to capture the internal audio and communications and stuff. So this is something really nice. Again, dark mode. Thank you. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave them down in the comments below and I'll get to them as fast as I possibly can. And remember, stream, have fun. That's what it's about. Bye-bye.